Hi dear students, today we can discuss components of a manuscript or components of a research article. A research paper or a research manuscript is a short piece of an academic writing that is based on our research. Okay, a research paper or a manuscript that is formed on based on our research work, and that research paper explain the work we have completed and what are the results we have got through our research and what are the conclusions that's made by doing our research. Okay, and writing a research paper or a manuscript is important for recognition of our research work. Okay, for the recognition of our research work, it is important to publish our research paper. Okay, and apart from that, it is also important to get jobs in our related area. Okay, for getting a good job in our related area is must we have to publish our research paper. Okay, and a research paper or a research manuscripts contain mainly following sections. Okay, a research paper or manuscripts mainly contain the following sections. The first section is a title and authorship, and second one is abstract, then keywords and introduction part, materials and methods part, results part, discussion part, reference and acknowledgements and conflicts of interest. These are the main sections of a research manuscripts. Okay, and we will discuss each section separately in detail. Let's see the first session, that is title and authorship. Okay, title and authorship is the first session. Okay, the title of your paper should give good impression on your paper. Okay, the title that should give good impression on your paper. That means if anybody is reading the title of your paper, then that title make the reader to read the complete part of that paper. Okay, and it is essential for the title to convey novel information the concerned study is offering. Okay, the title of your study should deliver the novel information that you have find in your study. Okay, the title of your study, the title of your paper should convey the novel information that you have discovered. Okay, and in the title of research paper, you never add any abbreviation. Okay, that means you should avoid abbreviations in the title of a paper. Okay, and the title and authorship section contains was the complete title of the manuscript. Okay, the complete title of the manuscript, and the second one is you have to add the name of authors, and you have to add department or institution to which they are attached. That means where they are working you have to give, and you have to give the address for correspondence with a telephone number and fax number if possible. In this figure you can see here, this is a journal of infection and public health. You can see here the title of research paper, and here you can see the name of authors, and here you can see the department they are working, department of physics and agronomy, like the department they are working, and here you can see their complete correspondence address. You can see here. Okay, you can see here. Okay, this is the title and other session. Some journal never ask for number of you, but most of the journal ask for numbers and fax numbers if available. Okay, this is about the first session, section title and authorship. And the next section of a manuscript, that is abstract. Okay, next section of a manuscript, that is abstract. Actually, this abstract is a short summary of your research work. Okay, abstract is a short summary of the research work, and This abstracts, you have to write a good abstract. Okay, you have to write a good abstract, then only it will influence the editors, peer reviewers and readers regarding the quality of manuscript. Okay, this abstract may influence the editors, peer reviewers and readers regarding the quality of the manuscript. Okay, and an abstract should mention the following section briefly. Okay, the following section should be explained briefly in the abstract section. You have to explain background of the study. In that you have to mention general idea, what did you do and why did you do it, that you have to mention starting, and after that you have to mention the aim of the study, and you have to briefly mention materials and methods, and you have to mention the results, and you have to mention the conclusion. Okay, that these points you have to mention briefly. Okay, you have to mention briefly, and most of the journal insist word limit for abstract, that is 200 to 300 words. Okay, most journal give word limit for abstract, that is maybe 200 to 300 words. Okay, 200 to 300 words, that may be the word limit for the abstract. After the abstract section of a manuscript, the next section is the keywords, and normally these keywords are mentioned in your research manuscripts at the bottom of the abstract section. Okay, these keywords are mentioned at the bottom of the abstract section, and when you are selecting the keywords for your research paper, that keyword should be simple and that should be specific to the manuscript. Okay, the keywords of your research paper should be simple and that should be specific to the manuscript. And when you are selecting the keywords, that keyword denote the main aspect of your manuscript. Okay, that means when you are selecting a keywords, okay, that keyword denote the main aspect of the manuscript. And the purpose of this keywords is that these keywords help to find out the manuscript through the online search. Okay, when you are searching through the search engines in online, okay, when you are searching in online through search engines, when you are giving these keywords, that keyword will help to find out your manuscript from the online, okay, from the internet. If your manuscript contains, that means if you are giving good keywords in your research paper, then researcher can a reader can easily found your papers from digital library and internet. Okay, this good keywords can help a reader to find out your research paper from the internet or digital library easily. Okay, and most of the journal specify the number of keywords required. Okay, most of the journal in their instruction they will give how many number of keywords they need in that journal research paper. So usually between 4 to 8 keywords they may need to publish your research paper. Okay, minimum 4 keywords is necessary, and that's maximum of 8 keywords, and maximum is 8 keywords. This is a keyword section. And the next section of a manuscript, that is a introduction part. Okay, introduction section is the next section of a research paper. Okay, if the introduction part of a research paper should be interesting. Okay, introduction should be interesting, then only readers want to read the rest of the research paper. Okay, if you have a good introduction, that will make the readers to want read the rest of the research paper. Okay, and this is the structure of introduction. In the introduction part, you have to start with the general idea about the topics. You have to explain generally about your topic, and after that you have to give background of that research. Okay, and you have to mention what is the purpose and relevance of the study. Okay, what is the purpose and relevance of study, and you have to state research question. Okay, you have to mention the question that you are trying to answer through this study. You have to mention. After that, you have to mention the aim of the paper and objective of the study. Okay, aim of the study, aim and objective of the study, and you have to mention the methods that is used to solve your research problem. Okay, methods used to research problem, and after that you have to mention the structure of the paper. Okay, you have to mention the structure of paper. In that you have to briefly describe the what are the different section is present in that research paper. Okay, this is the introduction part. The introduction part should be interesting, then only readers will read the remaining part of your research paper. And the different structure, some structure is the some different section structure of introduction is the uh, first give general idea and a background. You give a purpose and relevance of study, and you give research questions, state the research questions specifically, and aim and objective of the study, method used for the research, and you have to give the structure of paper. You have to mention in the introduction part. And the next section of a research manuscript, that is a materials and methods. Okay, materials and methods. Okay, in this section we'll explain what are the subjects and what are the apparatus and what are the procedures we have used for the research purpose. Okay, in this section we'll explain subjects and apparatus used and what are the procedure we have adapted to solve our research problem. Okay, and this methodology part. Okay, methodology part explain what you did and how you did it and what are the materials used. Okay, what you did will be mentioned in the methodology part, and how you did will be mentioned here, and materials used also explained in this methodology part. And this methodology part, materials and methodology part, will allow the reader to evaluate the reliability and the validity of the research. Okay, if any reader is checking your materials and methods parts, then that reader can evaluate the reliability and the validity of the research. Okay, if your research methodology part is not good, then you won't get won't get that much reliability and validity on the research. Okay, then that's why you have to clearly mention the materials and methods used in the in your research. And materials and methods should include the type of research you did, how you collected your data, how you analyzed your data, any tools or materials you use in research, and your rationale for using these methods. You should include in your materials and methods part. And after that, you have to mention, you have to describe the place where you conducted your research, and time and duration you taken for your research. You have to mention the materials method part, and specify whether ethical approval had been sought and granted. That means for doing any animal studies you need also for doing animal studies, for doing any research related to human being, that time you need permission from the ethical committee. So you have to mention if you got any ethical approval for your research. So you have to mention in the this materials and methods part. And generally this materials and methods part written in a past tense. Okay, generally this materials and methods part is written in past tense. And the next section of your manuscript, that is a result section. Okay, next section of a next component of your manuscript, that is a result. Okay, and this result section where a researcher will report his finding. Okay, in this section researcher report the finding of his research. And the result section will mirror the materials and methods section. Okay, result section mirrors the materials and methods section. That means if you do any procedure in a materials and methods section, then there will be a corresponding section will be in result. That means if you do any procedure in a materials method section, its results should be there in the results section. Okay, and you have to report all results concisely and objectively in a logic order. Okay, the result should be reported concisely and objectively in a logical order in result session. And for expressing your result, you can use tables, graphs. For expressing your result, you can use tables and graphs. And when you are using tables and graph, that time the content of the table should not be repeated in the text. Okay, the content that is mentioned in the table, that should not be repeated in the text. And always write this result section in the past tense. Okay, of always write the result section in the past tense, and include results that are relevant to answering your research question. This is the result section. And the next component of a manuscript, that is a discussion. Okay, next component of a manuscript, that is a discussion. Okay, in discussion part, a researcher will investigate the meaning, importance and relevance of the result. Okay, after getting result in research, the researcher will investigate the meaning of that result and importance of that result and relevance of the result in this discussion part. Okay, and the discussion part should highlight the present finding. Okay, discussion part should highlight the present finding, and that have to compare with previous works. Discussion part should compare the present result with previous work. Okay, and that means discussion part should compare the variations or similarities with other work done in this field. Okay, thus variations and similarities of work that is already completed in this field, that should be compared with the present work in discussion part. And never repeat the detailed data in discussion session. Okay, just sometime if you need to discuss the result, that time you can just simply some part of result you can, but never add detailed data into the discussion part. Okay, and when you are writing discussion, you can write discussion by focusing around 4 key elements. Okay, you have to write the discussion by considering these 4 key elements. First, you have to go for interpretation. Okay, interpretation means what do the result mean. Okay, what do the result mean? And implication, why do the result matter? And limitation, what can't the result tell us? That and recommendation, these are the 4 key elements. Around this 4 key elements you have to write your discussion. And some journals, they discussion and result part will be combined into one section. Okay, this is a discussion part. The next section of a manuscript, that is a conclusion section. Okay, this conclusion brings everything together. Okay, this conclusion brings everything together and highlight what it all means. Okay, that means this conclusion, in this conclusion session, a researcher will conclude his research, and the conclusion brings everything together and underscore what it all means. Okay, what it all means. And when you are writing a stimulating and informative conclusion, okay, when your manuscript having a stimulating and informative conclusion, that will leave the reader with a clear understanding of the main discovery or the argument that your research has advanced. Okay, when you are giving a good conclusion, that will help a reader to understand the main discovery of your research or the main argument that put forward by your research. And the conclusion of a research paper, that should be concise and attractive. Okay, the conclusion session of a research paper, that should be concise and attractive, and the conclusion should be shorter and more general than the discussion. Okay, conclusion should be shorter and more general, and the main purpose of the conclusion are that will clearly state the answer to the main research question. Okay, that will give a clear answer to the main research question, and that will summarize and reflect on the research. Okay, that will summarize and reflect on the research, and that will help to make recommendation for future work on the topic, and that will help to show what new knowledge you have contributed. Okay, that will help to show what new knowledge you have discovered. This is the conclusion section. And the next section is the reference section. Okay, references section is the next section, and all references cited in the introduction part, materials and methods parts, discussion part should be listed in reference section. Okay, all references cited in a introduction, materials and methods part, and discussion part should be must be listed in the reference section, and list all references, that is code cited in text, in alphabetic order using single format for each type of material. Okay, each type of material, that each type means book, chapter, journal, articles, etc. You have to use single format for each type of material, and the APA, MLA, Chicago, Caribbean, IEEE, the different format is the use only single format for each type of material. Okay, this is a reference section. Okay, and next section is the acknowledgement section. Okay, next section is the acknowledgement section, and in this section will express our thanks to those who have helped us to do to complete our research work. Okay, in this session we will thank those who are helped us to complete our research work, and they are not too qualified to be author. Okay, they are not qualified to be author. That persons are will thank in this session. Okay, people who have helped in various aspects of the concerned research, for research work, statistical analysis, or manuscript preparation, but do not qualify to be author for the study, are acknowledged. And when you are acknowledging anyone, that time you should add their academic affiliation. That means their current position and their working institute, name of institute also you have to mention in the acknowledgement section. Okay, that means acknowledgement section is the place section, the you can express your thanks those who helped you for doing this research work. And the next section of a manuscript, that is conflicts of interest. Okay, conflicts of interest. Presently, nowadays, most of the journal wants authors to declare whether you have any conflicts of interest in publication of your research work. Okay, we know that most of the researchers publish their research work due to their scientific interest. Okay, due to this scientific interest, most of the researchers will publish their research articles. Apart from the apart from the scientific interest, whether you have any other interest that you have to mention here. Okay, apart from the scientific interest, whether you have any other interest to publish this research work that you have to mention here. Okay, and that interest may be okay, apart from the scientific interest, whether you have any other interest, that interest may be sometime personal, you have some personal interest or commercial interest or political interest or academic or financial interest. Okay, so apart from the scientific interest, sometimes you may have some other interest that may be personal, commercial, political, academic, or financial interest. So that interest you have to mention here in the conflicts of interest. Okay, and the conflicts of interest may affect the impartiality or maliciously influence his researcher's action. Okay, this is the conflicts of interest. So these are the components of a research manuscript or research article. Okay, these are the components of a research manuscript or research article. I hope you understood this. Thank you for listening.